10 से 15 लोगों को देखेंगे।
इसके साथ मिलके कुछ बड़ा बनने वाला है।
अंकल आपका बैग।
किसका?
उनका।
ओए!
Military teams, but that's also not why we watch it. We watch the Durand Cup because it's 1 month of football action. It's where real Indian football fans celebrate the game.
Indian Oil Durand Cup, powered by Coal India Limited, 27 July to 31st August, live on Sony Live.
Of the 3-match series between Sri Lanka and India. We are at Palak. At 140 after 14 overs, chasing 213. They were well on their way, but an outstanding bowling performance from that man's team. And just, there we go, the confirmation has come through. Toss will be at 7:15 p.m. The match will start at 7:45. So the good news, we should have some play. Whether or not we get the odd little shower or not, we're not sure. But the crowd certainly believes that the game won't be far away from getting underway. It is a very good crowd. The umbrellas have been nowhere to be seen, which shows that the weather hasn't been that heavy. And the one thing we do know is the grounds tend to dry pretty well, especially the way they're able to cover the whole ground. But we do have confirmation. 7:15 will be the toss, 7:45 match start. We will be on air from 7:35 as we get preparing for match number 2, Sri Lanka versus India.
आपका लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कवर कितना होना चाहिए?
आपका लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कवर आपके एनुअल इनकम का 10 गुना होना चाहिए। बजाज आलियांज लाइफ के 10x टर्म प्लान्स। जब लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कवर हो एनुअल इनकम का 10 गुना तो समझो हो गया।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
It's the finest Japanese craftsmanship, Oaksmith Gold.
परफ्यूम तो नहीं लगाया था उसने, पर एक हल्की हल्की सी खुशबू 3 दिनों से पूरे शहर में आ रही थी हमें। डोपामीन और ऑक्सीटोसिन बन रहे थे। हमारे अंदर प्यार के हॉर्मोन्स। दुनिया में सिर्फ 1% का पहला प्यार सक्सेसफुल होता है, बाकी दिल टूटते हैं 99% के।
पहला प्यार लेस देन 1% चांस 5 अगस्त से सोनी लिव पर।
इसके साथ मिलके कुछ बड़ा करने वाला है।
अंकल आपका बैग।
किसका?
उनका।
ओए
It's the second oldest football tournament in the world. But that's not why we watch it. 15 club teams, 2 state teams, 7 military teams. But that's also not why we watch it. We watch the Durand Cup because it's 1 month of football action. It's where real Indian football fans celebrate the game.
Indian Oil Durand Cup, powered by Coal India Limited, 27 July to 31st August, live on Sony Live.
ये सुसाइड अटेम्प्ट है, कहीं और छलांग लगाई और यहाँ निकला।
सुसाइड नहीं है, मर्डर है।
वृंदा, वेलकम टू एसआईटी।
सिमिलर केसेस हैं सारथी, सभी बॉडीज वाटर में ही मिली हैं। और इतना ही नहीं है, इन सब का पहले मुंडन किया गया है, उसके बाद इन्हें मारा गया है।
किलर खास तौर पे भगवान को मानने वाले लोगों को मार रहा है।
Have to look for this killer.
गांव वाले तुझे किस नाम से पुकारते हैं?
जोस भाई।
अरे कैसा जोश?
टर्बो जोश। बैटरी के खिलाफ खड़ा होने वाला कोई भी जिंदा नहीं बचा है आज तक।
ये बताओ तुम सबने ऐसा क्या कांड किया है, हाँ?
Thumbs up for all of India. He is a superstar in the making. He really is.
So welcome back. You are watching Extra Innings. The skipper just having a close look at the pitch. We've got the same pitch today as was used yesterday in Pallekele. Lots of runs on that pitch, particularly from the Indian batters, who made 213, but it's been undercover for most of today. We've had quite a bit of rain, quite a bit of moisture around, so will that affect how it plays? Will that affect what happens at the toss? And I can tell you, the toss is going to happen at 7:15 p.m. So that's just under 20 minutes away. And we're going to be starting at 7:45. So just 45 minutes later than scheduled. It will still be a 20 overs side game. Just something else for Gautam Gambhir and his charges to think about. Riyan Parag was excellent with the ball, wasn't he, yesterday? Pretty sure he will play again today and be used as a 6th bowler, maybe even a 7th bowler if they want to change the balance of the side. Robbie Uthappa and Sabah Kareem alongside me again in the studio. I want to talk about the pitch, Robbie, the same pitch. If you were Surya Kumar Yadav, what would you want to do if you won the toss?
Well, considering the fact that this, we've had overcast conditions pretty much the whole morning and afternoon, and coming into the evening as well, and that wicket has been cooking under the covers without any sunlight. I have a feeling it might be a little bit raggedy. It might kind of just rag a little bit, so I think it'll turn. So I'd like to bat first, and knowing that there's overcast conditions, I don't see dew playing a factor. So I think I'd like to bat first, score as many runs as possible, and make it impossible for the opposition to chase the score down.
The only thing that could play havoc with that decision is whether there's any rain around in the air, and they might get a Duckworth-Lewis affected game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason. Otherwise, I think India is such an enviable position that they have covered kind of all the bases. With the bat first, the bat second. There was a time, I think about a couple of years ago, that India was kind of reticent to bat first in the T20 game. But all that is thing of the past. And they're very comfortable batting first or even while chasing. And I think that is what makes this side so different. And I feel that both Gautam Gambhir and Surya Kumar Yadav would love to take that legacy forward, which has been left behind by Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid. Whatever may be, which is not in your control, just go ahead and embrace it. And I think that's what India has done so far.
Back-to-back T20s, Robbie. I know you said yesterday that you wouldn't change a winning formula, but in terms of the seam bowlers, do you think from both sides there's a chance we might see a seam bowler or two rested?
Well, ideally you'd like to have that, but I think it's a quick series and quick turnaround as well. And not wrong, Arshdeep is there in the one-day squad as well. So, you could give him a break or let him play today and then give him the next game off, irrespective of what the situation of the series is, because you want to make sure workload management plays a big part in your players and their futures as well. So, if anything, I don't see any changes happening. If any changes, then maybe that one. Otherwise, I don't see anything happening.
Okay, well, that is the decision that has probably already been made by the brains trust, Gautam Gambhir and Suryakumar Yadav. They've had a relationship which stretches back years to the old KKR days when they were teammates. And as Sky explained in his first press conference, they've remained close ever since.
हमारा बॉन्ड हमेशा से स्पेशल रहा है। 2014 से लेके अभी तक, अभी एग्जैक्ट 10 साल हो गए उस बात को। और बीच में हम 2018 में मैं यहाँ दूसरे फ्रेंचाइज में आ गया और वो दूसरे फ्रेंचाइज में चले गए, बट हम रेगुलर बात करते रहते थे एक दूसरे से गेम के बारे में। जब वो दूसरी टीम से खेलते थे, मैं यहाँ से खेलता था, तो हम लोग गेम डिस्कस करते रहते थे कि क्या हम लोग बेटर कर सकते थे वो मैच में। तो जो लर्निंग थी वो तो 6 साल पहले से चलते आ रही है, जब मैं उनके साथ नहीं भी था साथ में। तो इसीलिए, और ये बॉन्ड हमेशा स्पेशल है। अभी लास्ट जैसे 3-4 दिन हो गए, हमने बात करी है बहुत, लेकिन इतनी बात नहीं करी है। बट उनको पता है, मेरा बॉडी लैंग्वेज देख के, मुझे उनका बॉडी लैंग्वेज देख के पता चल जाता है कि उनको मुझे क्या बोलना है और मैं उनको क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ। और कुछ बातें तो ऐसी भी है कि जब मैं नहीं भी बोलूँ तो उनको समझ जाता है कि हाँ, कि मैं वो क्या चाहते हैं और मैं क्या चाहता हूँ। तो ये एक बॉन्ड बहुत स्पेशल रहता है कोच और कैप्टन के बीच में।
You, of course, Robbie, were part of the same team, and the way he speaks about Gambhir, there seems a genuine warmth there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Gauti is someone who kind of backed him in his initial years at KKR. Even made him vice captain. In fact, in his, I think, in 2015 or 16, Suryakumar Yadav was the vice captain of KKR for a fair bit. So there's a lot of faith and trust in Suryakumar Yadav's ability as a batter and as a player and as a team man as well. So the bond and that connection's always been there. They've always nurtured it, I think, from time to time, and that connection's always been there. So I think it was kind of just kind of going to happen at some point in time when I wasn't surprised when Surya was made captain because of the relationship that they do share off the field, especially with regards to the game.
Some people might say...
That's a very strong comment from Robbie, which means that Gautam Gambhir had a big role to play in Suryakumar Yadav's elevation, and so be it, and why not? I think it's very important at this stage to have both the captain and the coach on the same platform, on the same page, and one can see that. And this relationship goes back a long way. I reckon that those KKR days, and maybe because Robbie was around, he'll be able to elaborate on that. That was the time, or that was the stage in Suryakumar Yadav's career that he kind of discovered himself, about his potential, about his talent, about his character. And I think since then, one has only seen progress in his career. Not that while playing for KKR, he hasn't had good performances for the state side. But I think that's the phase in his career where he kind of figured himself out. Okay, I am meant for international stage, so let me work hard in that kind of a direction. Let me try and reinvent my game, which he did completely. And what we see now was not the case maybe 5-6 years back.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that actually. Was there a moment you felt where he sort of turned the corner? Because I remember the first time I saw Sky in the IPL, and he was batting at 7, I think, 7 or 8 even, was a bit part player for KKR, and then there was a point where he wasn't anymore. And when was the moment you felt that he became a main player?
For me, when he moved from KKR to Mumbai Indians, and then you saw him play that role at number 3 and 4, and that's when I was like, oh man, this guy's got the absolute belter of a platform to realize his potential as a player. And kudos to him, because he worked not just on his game, in deepening his own understanding of his own game, but also worked on the mental side of his game, of himself as a human being, to actually tap into his true potential and live it out. And it takes a lot of effort, a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. He's also prone to putting on weight. So the fact that he's kept it off over the last 3 or 4 years, and the effort that he's put into it to keep it off and to stay as fit as he has, I think it's tremendous that he's been able to do that, and I think he's reaping the fruits of all of his hard work right now, and why not? And it's beautiful.
Just to add what Robbie has mentioned here, Matt, and I think very seldom we have seen in international cricket, and more so in T20, that you understand the dynamics of modern T20 batting. And I think he's one of those few international batters who could understand that to become more relevant and to become more significant in the team's progress and for the benefit of the side, you really have to bring in wholesome change in your batting style. And I think that's what Sky did. For him to work so hard and to become a regular member, and I feel arguably the best T20 batter that we are seeing now in modern times. Yeah. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of ingenuity on his part to understand where international T20 modern day batting is going.
There are a lot of ex-KKR people involved now, aren't there? You've got Abhishek Nair, you've got Ryan Tenduskata as well, who are the assistant coaches. I've seen a couple of mentions of that on social media and other
What I'm trying to say is that KKR team by default.
No, but what I'm trying to say is I'm actually...
You have an ex-KKR here also.
I totally understand why Gautam Gambhir would want to surround himself with people that he knows, because that's what you do in life, isn't it? You want to work with people you trust. I work with you guys. I trust you guys. Not that I gave you the job, but you know what I mean. If you have the choice, you choose people that you know, that you trust.
Absolutely. I think especially when you're taking charge of a team or going to take a leadership role, you want to have a team that you trust, that can kind of enhance your vision, perhaps, or even kind of take that team or take that role to its full potential. You want to have the right support staff to be able to take that. You want to have guys that you trust and who've got your back in that pursuit. And I'm absolutely okay with picking a captain that you believe is right to work with. And today, as if you ask me, does Suryakumar Yadav deserve the opportunity to lead the Indian team? Absolutely, yes. He's one of the best players of T20 cricket in India over the last couple of years. One of the best performers in T20 cricket, one of the best performers in the world as far as T20 cricket is concerned. So thoroughly deserves the opportunity to lead the country in T20I cricket. Having said that, with the support staff, Ryan Tenduskata, with Abhishek Nair, with the rest of the support staff, you want to work with like-minded people to be able to get to where you want to get to. And I think if you're pursuing a pinnacle, you might as well do it as a team than individually.
Did you see leadership potential in Sky in those early days, KKR?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you did. As in, you did see it.
Leading the Mumbai side.
He was leading the Mumbai side as well. And there was a lot of growth that happened for him as well. I think, like Sababai mentioned, I think one of the things that he would have discovered after a certain point in time, I think he was a late bloomer. He didn't really believe in his own potential, perhaps, or what his true potential was and what his true potential would be worthy of in this time and age within international cricket. And I think he realized that at a certain point in time when people were seeing his potential even before he did. And then when he realized what he could do and what he could achieve as an individual with the talent that he did have, and then from then on you saw just an uptrend which hasn't stopped, and I hope and pray that it continues in the same way until he finishes playing cricket.
What I like about Sky's story as well is, he was a late bloomer, and it shows really, doesn't it, that even if you haven't got to where you want to get to in life when you thought you would, maybe in your early 20s or mid-20s, if you keep going, some people just bloom later than others.
Yeah, some people just bloom wherever they have to bloom. Also that, right? As in, you don't necessarily have to bloom where everybody is blooming. A lotus blooms in...
As long as you bloom.
Yeah, as long as you bloom.
Lots of flower references.
And I think self-belief is very important here. Yeah. And I think that's what Sky has shown for him to become a permanent member and now to become the captain of the T20 side. It shows his commitment and his devotion to improve all the time. And I think that is, and what I liked about his initiation in yesterday's game as a captain, as a batter, there's no stopping him. He wants to continue in the same direction, the way he has played under Rohit Sharma. He wants to continue like that. So there is there is anything circumspect in his attitude when he went out to bat. He elevated himself because that left-hand, right-hand combination. Maybe if you have a if you have a right-hander at the crease, then he may shift himself down number 4 because that kind of a slot is very difficult, and I think only a few can master that, and Sky is one of them. So I think this kind of initiation is good as a captain, as a batter from Surya Kumar Yadav.
I tend to agree with that. I think if you want to be the best version of yourself, you want to be as true and authentic to who you are as a person. And I think we saw that with Sky yesterday. We saw that he was being his authentic self as a individual, as a leader in the group, and even as a batter. And one can only hope that he continues to stay in that vein as he continues to lead this Indian team from one height to another.
I tell you what, asking questions in a studio is very tiring. So thank you guys for helping me out and sending one in as well. Hashtag Ask the Expert. Let's see what you've got. This is from 90 overs a day, Kshitij rather, 454. In T20, the World Cup, Punt used to bat at number 3, but now Surya replaces him at the certain position. Is this the difference of thinking between Gambhir and Dravid? It's all about the left-hand, right-hand combo.
Yeah,
isn't it? You flagged up actually before it even happened.
Yeah, well, I think it's Kshitij. I think one thing you probably have to realize is that I don't think there's a difference in thinking. I think the thinking is in the same vein. I just think there's a slight shift. I think it's become a non-negotiable that at all points in T20I cricket, there will be a left-hand, right-hand batting combination, batting in the middle for the Indian team, because they have the luxury of having both left-handers and right-handers right up to number 8. So till number 8, I think if a left-hander gets out, a left-hander will go in a bat. And if a right-hander gets out, a right-hander will go in a bat. So I think if number 3, if Shubman Gill gets out, Sky will come in a bat. If Yashasvi gets out, then Rishabh Pant will come in a bat.
I think these subtle shifts in terms of strategy from Indian perspective has been very heartening. And we saw that even when Rohit Sharma was there as a captain. And I think that is one reason why Rohit Sharma picked resources that can fit this kind of a balance for India. So we had Akshar Patel, we have Ravindra Jadeja, you have Rishabh Pant, there are so many left-handers. He brought in Shivam Dube, another left-hander. And I think India has realized that to have that kind of impact in T20 cricket, another reason, we go back to our earlier chat, the reason why the strike rate and the run rate also in the last overs have gone up is because of this kind of combination. On top of that, the middle overs, our strike rate has gone up because this left-hand, right-hand combination. So the Indian side could figure out that the way to go forward in the T20 format is to have this kind of combination, and I guess they would love to continue with a similar kind of a strategy.
Okay, well, the very good news is the toss is just around the corner. We will have it after this break, but before that, let's just take you to the one place you must go to when you visit